Hey guys!
Today we will be presenting the Bible devotion. Our group is called Theos, Dosis, Sophia, so let's get started! Philippians 4 verse 15 in King James Version says, "Now you Philippians know that at the beginning of the gospel, when I departed from Macedonia, no church communicated with me as concerning giving and receiving, but you only."
Matthew 3 verse 9 in King James Version, "And think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham to our father, for I say unto you, that God is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham." The writer of the verse is Matthew, and he writes the verse to the people who read the Bible. And the topic of the verse is God is our Father.
Matthew 11 verse 19. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, "Here is a glutton and drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners." But wisdom is proved right by her deeds. The writer of the verse is Matthew, and he is writing the verse to us. And the first topic of the verse is Jesus and John the Baptist.
Philippians 4 verse 15 explains about giving and receiving. And as a teenager, we have to learn how to give, such as the Philippians that helped financially support Paul. And God's message through this verse is we have to learn how to give and receive. And my response is we have to be a kind of person. We have to give without expecting anything back.
When I read the first thing that came across my mind is that God is our Father, and He can do everything and anything. As a teenager, I would say that if we ever feel lonely, just remember that God is always there for us, and we had a hope from God. He knew everything and anything about us. In this verse, God says that we should rely on Him, and my response is, if no one cares about us, just remember that God is always there to us, for us, anytime and everywhere.
The first thing that across my mind is Jesus also eat and drink with sinners. The aspect from the verse that I can relate to as a teenager is we also eat and drink but still have no wisdom like Jesus. God's message through this verse is we have to make friends with all people in the wisdom of God. My response is we can have the wisdom like Jesus when we have right deeds like wise people. That across my mind is Jesus also eat and drink with sinners. The aspect from the verse that I can relate to as a teenager is we also eat and drink but still have no wisdom like Jesus. God's message through this verse is we have to make friends with all people in the wisdom of God. My response is we can have the wisdom like Jesus when we have right deeds like wise people.
Society today gives nothing but expects something. And also, there's a solution that this Bible verse offers us, which is we have to learn how to give with a kind heart and not feel forced to do so. After reading this Bible verse, we should help each other when in need and not expect them to help us when we're in trouble too. And also, I want to see this verse spread around the society.
From Matthew 3 verse 9, I can relate it to the society that is happening today. In this era, many people bully each other, and the victim should know that God is always there for him. And the solution is not being scared of this evil world, because Jesus knows your heart. Jesus knows exactly what you need. And I want you to build a relation with God like a father and a child. And I want people not to be scared or lonely ever, because Jesus knows you. Jesus is there beside us for you.
From this verse, I can relate to our society today that we rarely find wisdom in our society, but mostly glutton and drunkard. My solution of the Bible verse that offers us is we seek the wisdom of God in our daily deeds. The action that should we take after reading the Bible verse is we should make friends to all people for sake seeking the wisdom. Our society lives in peace and harmony, but the lack of wisdom that comes from God.
And we're back!
We are Theos, Dosis, Sophia, and thank you for listening to our Bible devotion. And
God bless you!